and welcome. My name is Fabian and this is the next episode of Working on Outcast 2. In this video I'm going to talk about one of the favorite features I helped to create, the Talan Citizens. So once again, follow me through the Oka and enter the world of Adelpha and the creation of Outcast 2. First off, what exactly is a Talan Citizen? It is the term the team uses to describe all the non-mandatory Talan Citizens that populate all the worlds, so all the NPCs that are not part of the main storyline. Internally, we divide Talans into two groups. We have the normal citizens and we have the VITs, the very important talents. Those VITs are the ones that are part of the storyline, part of your missions, part of the quests, and those have a unique name, a unique personality, and unique appearance in the game. But as in many similar games, the world is populated by a lot of filler characters, other NPCs that don't have an own name, that don't serve a unique purpose, but are filler characters to enrich the world and make it more lively and more believable. But in contrast to many open world games where those filler characters are lifeless and don't serve any purpose, in Outcast they do indeed have their own function in the game and are a feature of their own. If we go back to 1999 and the first Outcast game, there were already many extra filler Talan characters involved. You could ask them about local information, about the world, about directions to find other talents, and they served a useful purpose.
Tell me about Okriana.
It is a grand city, no? The Palace Fae lies in the center, and all of the blocks around it are protected by the wall. There are also 3 Dauka that allow access to other regions.
I always enjoyed that feature a lot because it made the world of Adelpha much more alive and it gave purpose to all those filler characters. In other open world games you often have hundreds or thousands of brain-dead NPCs that don't have any purpose, that don't have any reaction to you, and are just standing around doing nothing. And Outcast always made this point different. In Outcast 1, those filler citizens, those filler talents, had their own life cycles, their own voice actors, their own conversations, and you could interact with them and enjoy those dialogues. But, of course, to finish the main mission, you could also ignore them and just keep on without ever caring about those filler characters.
Do you know anything about Khazar?
His memories still feel warm in our essence. He helped Talan whenever he could, and talked to the coming of you when Feyran began to become powerful.
I always liked that feature in Outcast 1. And the only really complaint I have is that their conversations are rather short, mostly one-liners, and the further you progress in the game, the less topics are available. So in the end, they play only a small role in the big world of Adelpha. So let's go back to Outcast 2 and discuss Talan Citizens in the sequel. And yes, I'm very happy to confirm that the Talan Citizens will be in Outcast 2 and they will have some improvements over the past version. About a year ago we had intense discussions in the team what we want to do with the Talan Citizens. We didn't want them to be just filler, just brain-dead characters. We really wanted to give them some purpose and real meaning in the game. So we decided that the Talan Citizens should become a creative form of an in-game dictionary, so they can explain certain concepts and certain Agazok words to you.
What is a Garandar?
Don't ask me about those monsters. They're responsible for many of my friends' hazarduses haunting me in my sleep.
Keep it together, pal. What's so scary about them?
The Garandar is a huge worm with many sharp teeth living under the earth. When it's attracted to prey, it comes out of the earth and stuns everything around it. If you ever see one, hope for a quick reversion.
Because of the huge workload on narrative designer and writer Domenico, I stepped in and took charge of all the citizen dialogues. So it was a big task for me to writing all these lines, making them both interesting and educational, to make those filler characters, those Talan Citizens, as interesting as possible. We made several improvements to the system of citizens compared to Outcast 1. So, for example, there are general topics you could ask either one of them. So for example, the question, what is a shamas, can be asked to any of the citizens in the world, because the player might need that information where he or she is at that moment. And there are other topics that are limited to a specific area. For example, what is a Makari? Because this information is only needed in one part of the game's world. In addition, we included variations of those answers to make it more interesting to players. For example, in a desolate place, you could ask a Talan citizen, what is lampe? And he will explain to you that it's an alcoholic drink and he really wants to have some because he haven't had any of it in a long time. But if you ask the same question to a Talan that actually lives at a place where lampe is produced, he will have more information for you, more details, because he's more an expert because he lives in the town where lampe is brewed. While most of these topics are pretty basic and are questions like what is a Chuanha and you get an answer from a citizen, there are other topics that are more deep and go into the history and background of Adelpha, where you can really get some nice extra info, not mandatory for the main mission, but to enrich the world and learn something new about Adelpha you might not have known before.
What can you tell me about Beta?
Can't you smell it in the air? Beta's the center of all farming and animal breeding on this continent. Without our food and meat production, it would not be possible to feed all those hungry Talans.
How could I miss the smell of the countryside? Anything else you're doing here?
Of course! We are the only place that produces lampe in this part of Adelpha.
And who is in charge here?
Talk to our chief Huron if you want to know more about Beta, or go directly to Marzo if you want some lampe.
I am very proud to have been able to work on this feature and contribute with my own dialogues. Unfortunately, I'm not a native speaker, so Domenico and John corrected my lines and made them into fluent English. Finally, I have one more cool detail for you. THQ Nordic and Appeal went the extra route for the Talan citizens and used a total of 10 voice actors to do these dialogues. So every time you're gonna talk to them, it will sound a little bit different, it will sound unique, it will make a great experience for you. So this is it for this moon. I hope you enjoyed it, and please comment and share this video if you want to support this channel. I hope to see you back in the next one, and may the gods shine upon you all. Maya Afa.